Hello and welcome to today's episode of Peak Performance Secrets. My name is Kamoye Benjamin, and if you're tuning in for the very first time, I want to welcome you with so much gratitude for taking your time, a slice out of your life to connect with me today on Peak Performance Secrets. My name is Kamoye Benjamin, and if you're coming here for the first time, I want you to know something, and it's this. There is more. There is more for you. There's more for you, and more for you doesn't necessarily mean less for me or less for anyone else. It just means more for you. And my encouragement and desire is to see you go for more. That's the objective of the Peak Performance Secrets Lunch and Learn sessions, to share and to teach from the overflow of my life experiences and learning, and from what I do with individuals and teams, which is to help them create more, whatever more represents. And today we've got an amazing conversation that's at a close bit of my heart, and it's about dreams. You see, in creating more, we're working from this model of perfection, that this is what I want to see happen in my life. And as you move towards creating more, whatever more represents for you, one of the things that needs to be very clear for you is that certain things are going to have to die. Certain things are going to have to be different. And that's what I mean, especially when I'm talking about this idea that something is going to have to die before you leave your dream. Now, notice, I didn't say before your dream leaves, because your dream is not dead. But before you leave that dream, some things have to die. And by dying here, I mean that they have to be of zero consequence. They have to be of zero effect on who you are as a person. And they have to be of zero consequence and effect to the dream that is seeking to be birthed within and through you. And so when we're talking about you living your dreams, what exactly we are talking about is the way in which you live your life right now, the thoughts that you entertain right now, the places that you go, the people that you hang out with, the way you invest your time, the way you invest your money is going to change significantly. If your dream is going to if you are actually going to live out your dream, all these things are going to have to change. And what I have at my command today is about 20 minutes of this slice of life together. And I want to walk you through three major things that I do sense and believe that they have to die in order for you to live your dream. Now, we're coming from this awareness that a dream has been impressed into your conscious awareness by God, and you have become aware of it. You become aware of a dream. A dream already is in existence in the spiritual realm. Everything starts from spirit and is expressed into its polar opposite, which is in the physical. And so when a dream is coming to you, a dream exists in a certain form that may be unseen but is real. A dream exists in that form that it's a mental picture, a mental image, a reality that we can see in the theater of the mind. We're using the mental faculty of imagination, and we are putting together images, and we're coming up with this idea, and we've become aware of it. You've become aware of more income, more impact, more clarity. I could have more this, I could have more that. I could drive this, I could live here, I could dress this, and you're becoming aware of it. In the same way that you used this mental faculty to think about the meeting that you're going to have next week on Tuesday or Wednesday. You've thought about where you will travel and the people that you will meet. Although that event has not happened in reality, it's not yet Tuesday morning or Sunday, you can already visualize how events will unfold on that day, and you can visualize what you're going to be wearing, how you're going to be looking. You can visualize you on stage making that presentation, meeting those people, traveling, arriving, and being picked up from the airport or wherever. You can visualize that entire reality, and yet it's a future event. The evidence that you have that makes you go into your closet and pull out your clothes and put them into your suitcase and, close the suitcase and begin to head there. You're carrying within your suitcase evidence that in a future date, I'm going to be at a particular location and I'm going to be doing this and that and the other. And so that is the only evidence of your dream existing. Where? In your intellect. And so you're becoming aware of this dream, and this dream is seeking to be birthed within you. This dream is seeking to be expressed within you. It's seeking to find life within you. And so it's coming to this fertile ground. It's coming to this fertile ground of your thoughts, of your beliefs. That's where the dream is coming. And when the dream lands there, it's alive. That's why you're aware of it. It has an energy signature. It's something that resonates within you. The moment it lands into your conscious awareness, you might have just been sitting in and you're minding your own business. Probably on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon. For me, sometimes I'm just watching my son playing soccer, take him for soccer Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just there. I'm in the pitch. I'm like, let me just use this time, and I'm thinking about the peak performance mentorship. And then I'm just there, and guess what? Boom! An idea comes into my conscious awareness. It literally kind of kicks me out of my seat, and I'm excited. And I'm like, wow, that would be great. I could do that. This could happen. Wow, think about that. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then we'll do that, and then, and it's all coming to me. What shook me? What kicked me out of my seat? What woke me up from the space that I'm in? What resonated within me? There must be an energy signature that is vibrating within me, and I'm becoming conscious of it. We normally depict ideas and dreams as light bulbs coming on. I don't know of anybody who's had a light bulb moment and then they were like, light bulb moment just hit me. I don't know. Light bulb moments are just like, wow, guess what? See that? From that to, wow, guess what? We could do this, we could do the other. The dream comes alive. And it comes charged with energy, and it hits our conscious awareness. And so for the dream to become manifest in our lives, it needs to first of all be birthed within us. It needs to be born within you. The dream wants to be born within you. It's a seed, and it's seeking to be birthed within you. I want to show you something here very quickly. Be patient with me for a moment. I love this idea. Absolutely do. Because what you will see here is something that completely blew my mind, especially as I was looking at it. And what's so powerful about this is, yes, I found it. And I want to share it with you in a minute. I want you to look at this, because this idea that a dream has to be birthed within you, it may look foreign to you, but it's something that I know you're aware of. It's something that has happened in your life. Okay? Watch this for a minute. Did you see that? Did you see how the seed is beneath the surface, and first it begins by bearing all the roots. It first goes down. It doesn't go up. It first goes down. First of all, the dream that you have is dropping in like a seed. And the first thing is that it seeks to be birthed within you. It seeks to be birthed within you. But for it to be birthed within you, certain things must happen. In the same way that the ground is a fertile ground, and what happens before the farmer plants? The farmer clears the field, slashes weeds out, takes out the stumps. Those are things that were living, but they must die for the seed, for the dream to become alive. Now, remember, the seed is already alive as it is, just the way it is, not a dead seed. When you're looking at seeds like this, there are times you can look at the seed, you're like, this is a dead seed, pull it out. This seed is alive. It's a seed. It has not borne anything, but you know that the seed is alive because it has the potential within it. It's not crushed, it's not deformed, it's full, it's whole, the seed, and you put it into the ground, and then it brings forth what is inside and programmed within it. Your dream, in the same way, is programmed with a pattern of what God wants to bring forth through you. And the first place that dream lives, it lives within you, and it must be birthed within you. So 3 things that must die as a farmer is going to clear the ground. 3 things that must die in order for your dream to become a reality is, number 1, your beliefs. Your old patterns and beliefs have to die. And I want to qualify this by calling this old patterns and beliefs. Old patterns and beliefs, they have to die. They have to die. And these old patterns and beliefs are ways in which that you look at life. These are beliefs that are not in harmony with the dream that is seeking to be birthed within you. That I am not as good as, that I cannot do X, that no one in my family ever has. These are beliefs that you hold about you. That in order for me to do, then I must be loved, liked, and accepted by. That I need to be given permission by so and so. And so the mastery here, and I'm going to just share this at the top level here. As you're in the dream building, you need to operate at a level of mastery where you interrogate every idea, especially when it is not in harmony with what you're seeking to create. Some of those ideas are within you. The moment you become aware of a dream and then you start saying, but what about interrogate that? But it has never interrogate that. But interrogate that. Because the dream is coming already packaged. All it seeks is a fertile ground for it to germinate. And for it to germinate, for it to shoot upwards, it must first go down and bear root. And that process of bearing root means that certain things that are existing, beliefs, assumptions, narratives, your meaning-making system that stifle the dream, that choke the dream not to live. That was good, right? Not to live. They have to be interrogated. They have to die. They have to die. And dying in the process that we're talking about here, what does dying look like for a belief? Dying look like for assumptions is that you need to see them for what they are, which is a lie. And to pull power away from them by interrogating them and saying, that's not true of me. No one in your family will ever be, and say, that's not true of me. I am fully resourced, I'm capable, and God has given this dream to me. I have the resources to bring it forth. You will fail even before you start. You need to interrogate that. No one is even going to support your business when you start. You need to interrogate that. Because every belief is anchored somewhere in an experience. A belief is anchored in a narrative. A belief is anchored in an assumption. And it needs to be spotlighted and interrogated. If you are my coachee, I would work with you in listening for your specific assumptions. I would listen for your specific beliefs. I would listen for the specific limitation that's holding you back from moving forward in the direction of your dream. My mentor calls it an invisible boundary. You cannot see it because it's within you. You cannot see it because it's part of you. It's part of your structure. And it needs an external eye that is operating from a heightened level of awareness to see, that's a limiting belief right there. And so what happens if you don't? That's what I do with my coaching clients. They say, I've never been, I wouldn't be able to do this. What makes you say that you will not be able to do it? And they pause there for a minute and they're like, actually, I never thought that before. Boom. That's the value of the coach. To help you go within and see that which you're not seeing. And see how it's obstructing you from moving forward in the direction of your dreams. And so if I was your coach, I would help to surface, now, number one, not just the belief, but how the belief thinks that it is serving you by presenting that to you. This business is not going to work. Guess what? The belief is just thinking like, I'm so ready. This belief is like a soldier, ready for service. Yes, Benjamin, you're not going to be able to do this business. And to find the ancestry of that belief and to find the narrative on which it is anchored and to go in there and stealthily chop the connection and the association of an event that happened in the past to the belief that's manifesting in the moment and choking the manifestation of your dream. So that's the first thing that needs to shift. Let's look at the second thing that needs to shift. The second thing that needs to shift is your self-image. Oh, your self-image needs to shift. What is a self-image? Your self-image is a picture that you hold of yourself and who you are as an individual. Your self-image needs to change. Your self-image is the way you see yourself, the way you look at yourself, the way you think of yourself to be. That needs to change. And the only way that it can change is by you seeing the way in which the dream that you have had and received is challenging the image that you hold of yourself. I'm too small. No one will ever buy from me. I don't think I'm worthy of this price. And I shared with you how, let me bring this up. I want to teach you something here. Very, very powerful. In a moment, it's coming up. I want to teach you something here. I did share this yesterday, just concerning the peak performance conversation that's happening inside our conscious awareness. And what I shared yesterday, I want to make this big, is that what we call your self-image, is part of this thing that we call your self-concept. And your self-concept is made up of your self-image, a picture that you hold in your mind of how you see yourself. God has created us in a way that when we think of ourselves, we don't think in words. When I say pineapple, you see the fruit. When I say banana, you see the fruit. You don't see the words B-A-N-A-N-A. When I say yellow, the color that's on the screen, that's what you see. You don't see Y-E-L-L-O-W. We think in images. And so when we're thinking of ourselves, we think of ourselves in images. And the image that you currently hold about yourself is stored within this thing called a self-concept. It's part of this, self-concept. And the self-concept has that image that you have of yourself. your self-esteem, what you consider yourself to be worthy of and what you deserve. And then it also hosts your ideal self. The ideal self is the part of you that dreams of a better future tomorrow. I could be this, I could have this. And the ideal self is always seeking to move forward in the direction of your dreams. But there's this part of you that's called the self-image. And the self-image is how it becomes the speed governor for all your actions and behavior. You may visualize yourself as doing something. And when that work order is presented to your mind, when that work order to go and pursue this dream is presented to your mind, the self-image becomes the last person, to use that word, the last person, the last part of you to rubber stamp that and say, okay, let's go to action. This is actually who we are. The self-image looks, it looks at the work order and it says, why are we doing this? This is not who we are. Doesn't it apply in the same way when if you're that kind of person and you manage to pick up a bundle of dollars on the street, or maybe let's say in a space like a church, where I think I know this money does not belong to me. I cannot hold on to it. No, I'm not that person. What does that mean? I'm not that person. I'm not that person is an image that you hold of yourself, of the integrity, of the honesty, of the authenticity with which you want to live your life, the values that undergird how you show up in life. And you say, I cannot hold on to money that's not mine. I'm going to take it to the church. Even if you pick up something and you can stay with it and nobody will ever know, there's a part of you that says, no, Benjamin, you cannot use this money. Even if I don't have a single coin in my pocket, there's a part of me that disagrees 100% with me spending money that I picked up on a chair. And yet I know it's not mine. I'm going to go painfully and just hand it over to the person who is in charge and say, I picked up somebody's handbag, somebody's money, somebody's phone. It's not mine. Please hold on to it. I think somebody's going to come looking for it. It's this part within you. It's this part within you that governs, that approves or disapproves. But guess what? If you've always been sneaky, if you've always been a person who lacks integrity, who is not honest, who likes to take people's things without permission, you've just never had the opportunity. You're going to be like, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. And you take the money. Thank you so much, Sifiwe. I see your comments right there. I see your comments. Thank you so much for tuning in and connecting with us here today. Absolutely love it. It's good. And we're talking about how to ensure that your dream does not get killed, does not get stifled by your inner game. And the self-image is at the core of that conversation. When you think of yourself, what do you see? And when you see the dream that is coming to you, and you begin to identify ways in which you're facing an obstacle, like you're lacking momentum to do forward, like you want to, but you can't. You want to, but you can't. That's a quick sign that you are not in harmony. The dream that you have and who you are not in harmony. And so this part of you, that's who you are, that's less than what this dream is beckoning you and say, this is who you can be. This is who you are. This is the part that needs to be interrogated to say, you know what, that's who I am. And so you need to look at your self-image and you need to feel like, no, I need to live into, I need to step into, I need to grow into. The gap between where you are today and your reality today and what your dreams could be, a reality tomorrow, that gap right there is in between your ears. Less than 6 inches right here. This is the gap. This is the gap. And the gap is in your thinking. The gap is in your awareness. The gap is in your image. The gap is in your belief. The gap is in how you see yourself. That's what's killing your dream. That's what's holding you back. That's what's causing you to keep pause the dream. Oh, I really want to, but I don't oppose the dream. I really want to, but unpause the dream, and let's begin moving forward in the direction of that dream. I'm inviting you to join me at the time of this recording. It's 22nd of September 2023, and tomorrow 3 p.m. East African time, I'm launching my peak performance mentorship program. I am over the moon, excited. I've been waiting for this moment. But can I tell you something? I'm going to be honest with you here. The day the idea to have a peak performance mentorship program came into my awareness, a part of me was like, I don't know. Yeah, I want to. Yeah. But I wasn't that guy, and I struggled. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, I got it. Let's go, boom. No, I struggled with it. Which brings me to my last one here. I just want to land here in a minute. Brings me to my the last thing that I want you to make sure that must die before you live your dream is attachments. Oh my goodness, attachments. Now, can I tell you something? Beliefs, self-image, attachments, they're all cousins. One will point you to the other. You see, as a coach, there's one thing as I understand. Principles are few, methods are many. Principles are few, methods are many. I don't make it my business to teach people methods. You can go figure out the method for yourself once you know the principle. And so the principle in goal creation, in goal achieving, is that the inner game always runs the outer game. And most people don't achieve dreams, not because they don't want to. Everybody wants. If wanting was the qualification for achieving a dream, we'd all have it. We'd all be skinny, no big tummies. I just want to, I go get it. We'd all be skinny, we'd all be rich, and we'd all be happy. If just wanting it was enough. If wanting was the only qualification. But more is required, because I'll take you to this idea of what my mentor shared with me. And I'm going to use this puzzle as an example. Okay? See this puzzle? Here's what my mentor shared with me. He said, Benjamin, do you know something? There's so many attachments you have. And when your dream comes to you, you want your dream to fit into your current reality. But he said the dream did not come from you. It didn't come from you. It came to you. And when it came to you, it probably looks like this puzzle. And when you look at your life, when I looked at my life, I was looking at this puzzle and I'm like, okay, so where is this dream going to fit? Like, where does it go in this puzzle of my life? And here's my message for you. What Paul shared with me, he said, it will not fit. It will not fit. It will never fit. It didn't come from you. It came to you, and it came different. It came better. It came bigger. It came everything more than what you currently are having. And guess what we do? I had a pair of scissors here. Yeah, right here. And guess what we do? We take a pair of scissors and we're like, you know what? Now these are attachments. I'm attached to a certain idea of my life. And I'm like, you know what? This dream, it doesn't quite fit. But guess what? If I start to chop over here, I think my dream can fit. Don't you think? Yeah, I think that's where it needs to go. But because it doesn't fit, I'm going to start chopping it all over the place. Those are attachments. You know, if I live out this dream, so and so is not going to be happy. That's an attachment. If I live out this dream, I'm going to look like, and I'll be embarrassed. That's an attachment. You know, if I live this dream, then I must still be able to, so that this doesn't happen. That's an attachment. You know, for me to live this dream, I cannot do this because it's going to disrespect. It's my mom will think it is disrespectful. That's an attachment. Is that your intention? It could be her reading. And is there another way to resolve it? All this that I'm sharing with you is that more than anything else, our attachments must die. And one of the attachments that we have as leaders is that it needs to be done in a certain way. How many of you are prayerful people like I am? How many times do you go to God and you're like, Father God, I come to you this morning. This is what I desire and this is what I want. And at the back of my mind, God, if I'm just not telling you, but I think this is how you need to go about it. Matter of fact, let me tell you my plan. I've got a plan. Like you need to like, this is how I want the money. Can you give me the money through this means? Like I've got a perfect idea of how the money needs to get to me. Read my memo, God. We're attached to how it must happen. We're attached to the way it needs to come through for us. And that must die. That must die. That must end. And what I'm doing now more than any other time since I learned this idea is I just present it and I stay open. When I notice that there is conflict within me, conflict is not even so much externally as it is mainly internally. When I notice that there are forces at work, at loggerheads within me, that they're like, no, this needs to, I tune in and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And that takes mastery. That takes awareness to pause and be like, wait, there's lack of harmony here. And when there's lack of harmony, when there's conflict, when there's confusion, spirit steps back. Spirit does not enter confusion because he's not the author of confusion. He steps back. And until we invite and resolve the conflict, we remain stuck. We remain stuck. Why? Because we are attached to a person, to a path, to a process, to a program. We are attached to something. Remain open. Ask and wait to receive. Don't be there commanding the pathway and the conveyor belt that it must go through to come to you. And catching yourself and catching your attachments is a big thing in the process. I cannot tell you the number of times I'm in coaching sessions with leaders and I'm like, there's an attachment right there. But the coachee cannot see it. And I'm in service of them non-judgmentally. And my job is to guide them through the art and the science of coaching. The questioning process for them to see, oh, wait a minute. You know, you're right. I'm actually putting this thing before this thing. And I'm like, this thing, for this thing to happen, this thing must be here. What if we just didn't do that? What assumptions are you currently holding? Those are the things that I'm calling attachments that are holding you back. I know that this session is really helping you, but in order for me to serve you fully, join my peak performance mentorship program. Because there I'll be able to be on a call with you and I'll listen to your question and I'll listen to where you are. Jump on a private coaching session with me and let's work one-on-one with where you are. Let me listen into your dreams. Let me listen into what your goals are. Let me listen into what your intention is. Let me listen into the energy with which you're pursuing it. Let me listen into the attachments, the beliefs, the assumptions. Let me listen into your meaning-making system and your decision-making system. Let me listen into your inner game. And let me guide you in non-judgmental ways to see, oh, yeah, that's why. And when the light bulb comes on, what happens to the darkness? It leaves. These are the three top, according to my journey in working with clients, top 3 attachments. The moment sometimes even one of these areas dies, you see instant breakthroughs in people's lives. I've seen it in my own life. When my beliefs changed, when my old beliefs died. What happened to Moses? Moses is like, no, I'm not a good speaker. God, go and choose someone else. I'm a tatamara. Go and choose someone else. Like, God, you thought wrong when you gave me this dream. Is that what you're saying? Because you can be saying that with your current behavior. And so, my intention in this teaching is for you to become aware of ways in which you're holding yourself back from stepping into what is rightfully yours: more impact, more income, more clarity, more decisiveness, more whatever more represents for you. Because there are things that are snuffing the life out of your dream, and they must die so that that fertile field of possibility can allow the seed that is your dream to land on it and for it to be birthed within you. And once it's birthed within you, guess what? It's going to be birthed through you into the world. Millions are waiting for you. Hundreds are waiting for you to step into the fuller manifestation of the dream that God has deposited within you. And until you create that environment, the dream is just going to stay there. The seed is just going to stay there. But let these things die. Let the old beliefs die. Let the self-image be reconfigured. Get into the work, get into the workshop and carve out a self-image that matches that which is coming to you. See yourself in the way that you're seen. See yourself in the way God sees you. See yourself from that light and come back to me and tell me if you're not going to embrace more, bigger, greater. And say that I deserve that. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. Not from a place of pride and arrogance, but from a place of awareness. There's a very thin line between those two, awareness and arrogance. And finally, all those attachments must die. What are yours? I don't know what yours are, but I'm constantly tuning into mine and say, oh my goodness, I had an attachment there that if I was going to do it, they had to like me for and if I don't want to do it because they may not like me. I don't want to do it because I'm going to fail. That's an attachment. I have to win. The attachment to I have to win. What if I lose? What if you lose? You lose. What if you fail? You fail. And then you do what? And then you learn. And then you try again, and then you will get there. The attachments that we have hold us back. Thank you so much for tuning into today's Peak Performance Secrets. I am so grateful for you guys who always tune in to me, to this session live. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube and you want to get a mentor, a coach that's going to help you through the journey, click the link that's in the bio and let me know how I can support you. All those of you who are watching and you've been here, please go into the comments. I want to hear, what's the one idea that you took away? What's the one idea that has resonated with you, that you loved the most? Absolutely. Thank you all for your time. I'm yours, Kamoye Benjamin. I hope you're coming tomorrow for the launch of the Peak Performance Secrets Mentorship Program. And if you're watching this after the 23rd of September, if you click the same link right here that's in the bio, there's a way that you can hold a spot to join my next mentorship class. And let's start a conversation on how you can create more in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Blessings, be well, and bye for now.